think the first thing that made me feel that something wasn't quite right was when I had my own experience of a serious accident in 2013. And I actually asked for help here at the club, and there was none forthcoming. And once I'd actually sort of been on basically a 7-year journey recovering from that accident, I made a point of trying to make people aware of how bad it can be when you find yourself in a dark place. But I think the additional fundraising coincided with me being in a good place. That I had a friend that spoke to me on a Tuesday, and the football club were doing really, really well. We were sort of close to being promoted, and he just changed jobs, and everything was brilliant with the jobs. And then the very next day, he took his own life. And I think one of the things I've tried to explain to people is as well that if someone's struggling with depression, something like that, don't assume that they're going to be miserable and doom and gloom. Because I'm a groundsman, I naturally moan. I'm never happy with the weather. There's always something wrong. People think groundsmen are miserable. Well, this groundsman here that's talking to you had a personality change, because when I was going through what I now know to be PTSD, and at the time I didn't know it was that, and I know that I had chronic depression, I tried to hide it. I actually had people here at the stadium saying, Christ, have you been on happy pills? Because I worked so hard to hide it. And quite clearly, my friend who took his own life was doing the same. And I still feel guilty for not recognising the signals, although there were so many things that he was talking about that were fact and true. The football club were flying. His job was good. But to this day, I don't know if he came to talk to me and didn't have the courage to do it, but took his life. So hence the reason now I've done quite a bit of work with Mind. I've done work with Shell, and several other mental health groups, which has involved walking the equivalent of London to Qatar, which was over 3,000 miles, which was a massive chunk of my life that it took, but it raised quite a lot of money for them. And the awareness was the bigger thing really than the money. And then we've done this year with the Euros, we've done London to Germany, 700 miles, which again for CPSL Mine raised over £10,000. But the discussions that it created locally, was far more valuable than what the money was. But in the middle of that, journey of London to Qatar, one of the sponsors here came and spoke to me here at the football ground and said that, he thought I was really brave talking about mental health and what I'd been through in so many aspects and details, and then decided that he'd pour his heart out to me saying what he'd actually been through, and then offered me another challenge. And that challenge was, Ian, you like fishing. I'm going to offer you a challenge. If you can catch 200 pound of fish in 10 hours, I will give you, or match that £2 per fish, in weight. So, that didn't finish there though. 4 other sponsors got involved. So it worked out that if I could catch 200 pound of fish, I would end up earning another £2,000 for mental health. So, I did the challenge, and I have to say, it was I was really looking forward to it, but it was quite stressful in terms of I knew that every single carp I caught was going to be X amount of phone calls. So if I caught a £5 carp, it was going to be worth 20, 30 quid. And it was a massive challenge, but we've already signed up to do it again next year. So, that's the reasons why we do the fundraising. It's, obviously to make money available for the volunteers that work in these amazing, societies to help people, but to keep the discussion going about mental health and to make sure that if you're struggling that you tell someone.
There are 2 chaplains. I look after the staff here. And the other chaplain looks after the players down at the training ground. And that's an indication of how significant we regard mental health and looking after everybody that is associated with the club. Alongside career progression and relationships, we really value supporting people's mental health. One of the ways in which we do that is Thursday Times Out, which is once a month. We have some time out away from the desk, just to do something socially, whether that play rounders or a photography competition. It's just a way of bringing rest and a break into the working environment. So alongside some organisational structures that support people's well-being, it's important to also have breaks in the day. And as chaplain, I act as an independent listener, just providing a bit of support outside of some line manager structures to get everybody somewhere that they can go if they want somebody to talk to.
The club now is totally unrecognisable in terms of how we used to be. I think we've got a group that sit on regular basis, and it covers every aspect of the football club, whether it be playing, foundation, general staff, ground staff. And we meet for a reason, and that reason is to make sure that everybody working at this place feels comfortable. If people are not comfortable, they've always got an ambassador that they can go to, that if they're struggling with things at home or they've got life's challenges in any form whatsoever, there's always an open door for somebody to express their views. Equally, we have a thing called GoVox, where members of staff get the opportunity to check in every 6 weeks. And it's just a quick email that is sent to everybody with about 15, 20 questions on it. And you can go through it and you can tick whether you agree that you're feeling in a good place, whether you need help. And there's different aspects to that as well. So again, it's another way of us making sure that every member of staff has the opportunity to express their concerns if they've got anything going like that. We also have the welfare group that we set up, as the club chaplain's already mentioned, that we have a thing which is time out. So once a week, every Thursday, we try to have at least half an hour out where people are invited to come along for a coffee, a cup of tea or a piece of cake, or there'll be a small social event that literally will only last for an hour, but it's a break from work. And again, it's a social thing. So it's basically gives everybody the opportunity to have a discussion again and ask for help if they need it.
And we're really proud to represent the club in the community. The mission of Cambridge United is to be embedded within the heart of its local community, and that's the role that we fulfil here in the foundation. And mental health and well-being underpins everything we do across all of our programs. We work with participants from 4 to 94, and having positive relationships, positive mental health is absolutely fundamental to everything we do. It's the first thing we think about when we're planning a new project. How is this going to benefit people's well-being? That's their physical well-being and their mental well-being. So for example, with young people that we work with, we run a specific mental health literacy project called Mind Your Head, where we send our team into schools. They work with young people to remove the stigma about talking about their mental health. We bring in examples from football, from celebrity life, and we talk about mental health so that it becomes part of a normal conversation. It's good to check in with your friends, it's good to check in with your family. When we're working with older people, we run a dementia cafe, and that's all based around mental well-being, not just for the participants who may sadly have dementia themselves, but for their carers, their families as well, just to check in on people and make sure that everybody is okay. And we're really proud to be part of Cambridge United. As an organisation, I think we really are a leading light in mental health in football. So from the very top down, that everybody is fully invested in the importance of mental health, a wellbeing group that meets regularly to devise activities for staff to take part in, from line manager check-ins, from just in the office. There's the culture of checking that everybody's okay with our mental health. We're really excited, looking forward to the future. We're launching a specific mental health drop-in cafe in partnership with Ian soon, that he's very kindly supporting us with, and our staff members are going to be out there in the community saying to people, just come along, have a chat, see how you are, and talk. And we think that's the most important thing in all of this, is to recognise the value of talking to each other, of building those relationships and being open and honest, so that we can all enjoy better wellbeing.
So we've got the structure at the football club is that if a member of staff is having difficulty or thinks that they need some help with their mental health, we've got club ambassadors. It then goes to the chaplains being there for individual sort of discussion away from the football club. And if people do need professional help, we've then got Minerva, which you can have, any member of staff can have 3 appointments with Minerva, which is a professional counsellor. And the football club have also extended that now to every single season ticket holder in the football club as well. So it's a massive step forward, and we know it's being used because obviously we get the information come back. So Fair dues to the CEO and everybody in the board of directors for supporting it. And equally the other ambassadors and people who work, within the football club who take it really seriously. The best way to get the best out of people is to have them working at their best in the best performance. And if somebody's not quite delivering how you think they should, rather than thinking, come on, pull your socks up, what the hell's the matter with you? Ask them, is everything all right? And the chances are they're going to say, yeah, I'm fine. But let me tell you, if you ask a second time, sometimes you're surprised by the answer. I was the king of cover-up. The amount of times someone would say to me away from the football club, you okay? And I go, yeah, everything's fine. And then eventually somebody did say to me, are you sure you're okay? And then they opened the floodgates and I told them everything that was going on. And then I knew that I needed professional help. And that's happened so many times to me since then, with other people coming to this stadium asking for help because they can't get professional help anywhere. But sometimes people just want to be heard. And it's okay to have a bad day. But when your bad days start to become 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, or you're at work and you go into work and you're having a bad time and perhaps someone's giving you some grief at work and you see their car is there and it's a trigger that you think, oh Christ, now what's going to happen today? Then you should be asking the company that you work for or your line managers for help. And if you go to your line manager and the help's not there, then I suggest they need to look at themselves, because it should be a requirement that if you've got a member of staff that needs help, you should be there to support.